to still be in the end.
I think so.
Okay. Because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go into those relationships without Christ. And we actually think that we can build a relationship without him. You're not saved. He's not saved. We're not even honoring our relationship to him. We just doing the thing. We
That's
balling. We having a good time. 15, 20, 30 years pass by. We think we doing okay. Then all of a sudden there's a shift. And somebody wants to get closer to Christ. And then that thing say, oh, when you met me, that's where I was.
That's it.
How you want me to change now? When you met me, we was in the world drinking and smoking and cussing and lying and swindling and doing everything else. What do you mean? Let's go to church. Let's get saved. That's when we start to say, you know what? Do I fit in this relationship? That's when we start to question our marriage.
Second guessing.
Oh yeah, we start second guessing. Well, you probably wasn't for me for the first in the first place. You probably wasn't under my husband or my wife from the beginning. Well, what happened to the I do fit? What happened to death do us part? Oh my goodness. I dealt with that in our other book.
That's right.
I dealt with
That's
that
right.
in his wife, his armor bearer. What happens? The mind is something else. It will begin to convince you of things that's not really true. Because we start to look with our natural eye instead of with our spiritual eye.
That's so true.
And what we thought we saw in that person, did we really see it? Was it really there? Was that love so deep that you thought it was from the beginning? Did they really love you till death do you part from the beginning?
Wow.
Was it material things? Was it what you was doing for him or her? Was it what you had to offer? Your position, your looks, your circle, your connections that caused them to get that close to you? That they had to be with you, had to have you? Where they made you feel like you do fit.
Wow.
But in all actuality, it was the wrong piece of the puzzle. Okay. I'm just saying, like you say, it's possible, but you got to think to yourself, was it ever there? Now here we go. We got doubt, disbelief, dismay, confusion, anger, denial, bargaining. We go through all of that. Compromising. Because we think to ourselves, how did I miss that? We say we do fit in our relationship, in our friendship, in our marriage and ministry. How did I miss that? What did I miss? Were there flags, red flags, purple flags? Were there flags that were there from the beginning that we just missed? Or, like my mama used to say, you saw it, you just didn't want to see it. You knew it, you just didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to see that he was a thug, pants hanging down, didn't work, didn't have a job, didn't have a car. But he loved you. And he spent a lot of time with you. Guess why he spent a lot of time with you?
Amen.
Because he wasn't working, didn't have a job, didn't have a car. And then you cleaned him up, fixed him up, helped him find a job, put some teeth in his mouth, had his hair hooked up, had his wardrobe hooked up. And now you're not the apple of his eye. As a matter of fact, you're not even in his eye. You're not even in his eyesight.
Or hers.
Or hers. So then you begin to say to yourself, did I really fit in that relationship? Did I really fit in that friendship? So it'll cause you to doubt you. But if you were to put Christ first, if you were to let God lead you first, if you were to consult him first instead of that ungodly friend, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. It may not be you. But I'm just saying, if you were to consult him first, seek him first, what the scripture says, seek the kingdom. If I had begun to do that first, then there would not be an issue that I didn't fit in that relationship, that marriage, that ministry, that business. Because I consulted God before I started it. I consulted him before I went into it. So it makes a difference who we talk to. You know, they always have that commercial that says, what's in your wallet? Well, what's in your circle? Who are you hanging around? Are you hanging around people that can pray you through, that make sound judgment, that can give you good advice, that can pray you through?
That have their priorities in order.
That's good. That's good. Because it makes a difference. If you don't know where you're going, what direction you're going in, how can you tell me?
How can you help me?
How can you help me? What can you do for me? If you don't know what you want, you don't know where you're going, how can you give me good directions? How can you give me good advice? If you're single, yours didn't work, how you gonna give me advice about my marriage? If you're going from church to church to church, how you gonna tell me about my ministry and my ministry leader? If your business is failing, how you gonna tell me about my business? I'm not understanding.
Wow.
But we're connected. And we fit. Oh, we like a hand in a glove. We like peanut butter and jelly. Well, in all actuality, you probably like oil and water. You just don't mix. But we're trying. So I'm just saying. But like I said, we're thankful that these are some of the things that has occurred, that we've seen, that we've dealt with. And the Lord allowed us to write it down, to be able to help you to understand what it is that you may be going through, what it is that you may be experiencing, so that you can get your deliverance. Because that's what we're here for. That's what our relationship is about. Trying to help you get to where you need to be. In a matter of time. Because we know that we're living in the last days, true enough. But there are some ministries, there are some people that are attached to your belly that is waiting for you to get it together so they can do what needs to be done. Does that make sense? Okay, so I know you have something for us.
Do you do the challenge?
Yes. Okay, so here we go. We have we have a couple of questions. We've been dropping clues the whole while. We've been announcing for the last week. Make sure you stay tuned on tonight so that you can listen to the clues and then call in to win a prize, win a gift, win a CD, win a lunch, win a sweet treat. So here we are at this point. And our first, let me give you the number again, 813-450-2902. Remember, you got to call in to win. And then when you call in, I get your information. So if you're not local, you're out of town, out of state, then of course, you know that we could send it to you. 813-450-2902. I say it again, 813-450-2902. Okay? The first question that I have for you, make sure you listen, make sure the TV down and the kids not yelling and screaming so you can say, I missed it, I missed it, I missed it. What is it that I always say when I introduce Roger? If you looked at any of the videos, if you went back to look at anything that we posted, what is it that I always say as I introduce my husband? That's the first clue.